are good to go. Mayor Lurstenberger joining us. Mayor, how you doing, buddy?
Good morning.
Good to see you.
I'm doing well. Been busy.
I was going to say.
Enjoying this wonderful weather lately, right?
It's been great.
I know. This is like perfect weather.
Yeah.
This morning is beautiful.
I've never been to San Diego, but they say this is the kind of weather they always get.
Yeah.
And I'll take it.
Not a lot of humidity.
Nope.
It's been very nice. So enjoying that, but been busy.
Yes.
So, how have you been?
Man, I finally had vacation last week. And I still had to do some work, but I mean, it was a staycation, and I cut myself off from everybody.
Good.
Just to.
I did that not too long ago.
You got to.
Still had some meetings, but
yeah.
I took the week off. And
just kind of just let everything go by. Kept up with some stuff here and there, but for the most part, it was a nice break. But now it starts with football starting. You got scrimmages Friday, and then the real stuff next week, and we're going to be doing a video this year, and so we're getting all that lined up, and very excited.
I'll be at the Plymouth home games, of course.
Still doing the chains?
Doing the chains, and so, but the away games I tune into, we like.
I appreciate that.
Coach Height and I like to listen to you.
Yeah. This year we're going to add something new. We're going to have a Rocky Rewind, and so after our coach's show. You'll hear Rusty and call the replay of the Friday night game. So if you missed the call, you get a chance to listen to it back after the coach's show on Saturday. So
I love football season.
Yeah, it is. It's a great time and opportunity to just support and get the community together for these high school games. All right.
We had some.
How's things going?
We had our council meetings
Yeah.
last evening. And, things are going well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, super busy. Lots of moving parts. Lots of, every day is new. Something's thrown at you.
Right.
And so we handle it and move on.
Well, I know one of the biggest topics has been, the issue with the point. Is there an update on that?
At this point, they are closed. The building is closed indefinitely.
Okay.
I've been talking to the building owner. I need to couldn't get him on the phone yesterday, but I'll try again today, but get an update from him on what he's thinking. So as of right now, we've encouraged everybody that was living there to try their best.
To find someplace, yeah.
So,
well, it's an unfortunate situation, to say the least. And, here we are talking about trying to figure out how we're going to get housing. And then this happens.
Right. So I'd like to thank our township trustees. They've stepped up to help. United Way, Linda Yoder, Barb Holcomb has taken the lead on being kind of like helping everybody navigate through their individual situation. And so she's just really stepped up. And the Poor Handmaids of Jesus.
Right.
Connie, unbelievable support for these folks. So really appreciate their help. And they continue to help them, and they're mostly staying in hotels
Right.
right now and trying to assist them any way they can. And so, and housing, right, it is probably the biggest challenge for us in the city right now is housing opportunities for all types of housing, not just everywhere, like the higher end ones, and that frees up some of the middle market some, and that frees up some of the more affordable
Right.
housing opportunities price wise. And so, and in fact, last night we have Ready 2.0 that's happening. Submissions for that grant money is the end of the month, August, and
that's a key grant.
Putting together.
That's a key grant.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
And they don't come around. This one does not come around very. We did have Ready 1.0, and then that was very successful. And then now Ready 2.0 has been offered, and we don't think that there'll be a Ready 3.0 or
At least not anytime
we don't know
soon.
for sure.
Yeah.
So you can't count on it. So it's a big opportunity for us, and we have a big opportunity as well for a Plymouth housing project that we are submitting. We went to the council last night to explain it to them. They gave their full support. Basically, in just broad, it's like 80 some units at 2 different locations in the city. One is over on Bayless and Angel Street. Same spot that we were looking at the neighborhoods or the Garden Court project.
Right.
So,
right.
And right behind that, we came up with this. These are full market rate homes, and so we're submitting for help with the infrastructure costs and all that stuff, a grant. And then also, I call it the old Wagner Wire property, which is corner of Liberty in Pennsylvania.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm talking about?
That
big
space,
open
yes.
place right there.
Well, the old building there that caught on
Burned down
fire.
a few years
yeah,
ago, right? And,
right.
Across the street, if you remember, there's a parking lot that with that property. So over there,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So that's kind of some housing opportunity there. So in total, between the 2 projects, roughly 80 to 90 living units. Half of which or more, a little more than half, will be full market rate single-family homes for sale. So, and there'll be a mixed use of an apartment complex and some. They're not tiny homes, but they're smaller duplexes. It's a pocket neighborhood look, and that goes in the center. We sent you out a packet this morning on this.
Did you? Okay.
So you'll have it. You'll have to put that up on your website or something,
Right.
And share it with folks because it's kind of a cool thing. And so everybody was super excited about that. And so that brings 80 some units, much needed.
But it's more of a apartment, a complex kind of thing, right?
It's
Made look like homes,
of course, over on Angel and Bayless, those are just going to be your traditional
apartments,
neighborhoods currently have throughout the city. Single family, or like I said, market rate.
Okay.
Make it clear there's no subsidized housing in this project, and so no fully supportive housing, which we, so this is just regular old for sale units and
okay.
rentals. So a little mix. So the housing study showed that we have a need for both, and we have
We need
lot.
we need whatever we can take.
yeah, right. We just concluded a Housing Matters study of the whole county. It identified that we needed 1,300 new units for living in the county, and I believe that number might be low, knowing what I think's coming. Some things down the road. We're gonna
Right,
do more.
right.
And so and also that study showed that individuals are buying their first homes at the age of 35 or 36, so it's kind of a little bit older than the past averages, I guess, and so we know there's a large rental need, and so cost of building things today is just gone crazy.
It is. It really.
Hard to buy.
But the interest rates on purchasing are starting to come down, which I think is going to help
That'll definitely help.
in correlation with being able to afford these
so-
complexes. Yeah.
So this is a pretty cool project that we're hoping that we get that grant sometime in November. We'll find that out. And
So I was talking with Linda Yoder yesterday when she was a guest here from United Way, and United Way is heavily involved in this housing scenario that we're all in. I asked her this question, and I want to get your thoughts on this: how we handle the situation with putting people in homes or apartments, and the length of time it's going to take to do that. I kind of feel that, when it comes to applying for the grant, it becomes a little even more a bonus for us to say we had this issue and we were quickly able to answer and help these people get in. because when you're applying for this grant, it seems like it's up in the air for anybody to grab. And so I how we handle this particular issue, and when you look at what we're getting ready to do, like you were talking about with the 2 locations, I can't help but say, man, okay, Plymouth is ready. I'm more willing to give the money to you guys because you're taking care of the issue.
Yeah, and I think we put together, I give credit to Jeff Huyen and some other folks that have just really worked hard on putting this Ready Grant application together. It was a fast-paced thing to get together.
We kind of had to, right?
Had to do it. We enlisted the help of InFocus. They helped us. There's many to thank on that, but they put it together. They got it ready.
Right.
It's going
Right.
off, and so even if we're not successful with that, we have to continue, and we can't just stop on this project. We need more, and so we're working with a new developer out of South Bend who's super excited about Plymouth, Indiana right now, and they're a builder they're like on their 3rd generation ownership of this construction company, and they are super excited. In fact, they've even said that we may pull off of St. Joe County and just come down and work.
Wow.
And they see some opportunities. And on top of those projects, we have some other ideas for them. Some infill projects. We are sitting on a lot of opportunities throughout our city, within the city limits, where infrastructure is already there. We're identifying, a number of locations that we can build. So their idea would be that we'd get 10 lots available to them some way, and they would just come in and do an infill project. And it could be spread out throughout the city, but it's 10 lots throughout the city. And I'm just saying 10. It could be a dozen or more.
Sure.
And they just go lot to lot to lot, like build the foundation here, go to the next site, foundation, and just kind of that all helps. And so they've got the crew, they've got the manpower to do it, and we're excited that might happen. So
Well, that's good.
Even if this
That's
get
good.
the Ready Grant, I still think that they're interested in building in Plymouth. So we're working on it, and so.
Well, and again, people are probably scratching their head. Well, why are we kind of focusing on the housing aspect? Listen, that's one of the most important parts of trying to draw in business.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
more
you get-
population.
you need to have a good employee market.
Yeah.
If you got an industry wanting to come in, big or small,
Right.
and so this is why it's crucial that we handle this housing situation with and with some care.
As I've said before, like all of our businesses want to be busier. Well, how do you do that? Well,
Bring in people.
More people come into your stores, and we've got some downtown ideas. We've got the 12 townhouses that should start construction shortly. That's going to really help. So slowly but surely.
What's the timeline on those townhouses, Bud?
I'm sorry.
What's the timeline on those townhouses?
I believe you'll start construction yet this fall.
Okay.
And
Now, are they all over, or are they all and just
it's
back
on
right over
North
here?
Street and,
Okay.
Arrow.
Right.
That parking lot, and it's Kevin Berger's doing that project, and I think completion. I'm not even sure. It'll be next year.
Yeah. Well, they said they were going to get it in, get it done. So I kind of like that. That shows that they're understanding that a time limit is important here. Time frame is important.
Yeah, I mean, housing is definitely needed. So
Right.
we're doing everything we can to. We've met regularly. I belong to 2 different kinds of housing committees. One's the Housing Matters, and one is more of a faith-based group that gets together regularly. And,
Right.
help identify
Sure.
what we can be doing.
Sure. All right. What else is on the docket? Anything else from the meeting that was noteworthy?
Last night was a longer meeting, and we had no air conditioning, and we had a packed house. So
Wow.
it was warm up there.
No air conditioning?
Appreciate everybody. Yeah, it went down.
Oh, geez.
And they're over there working on it right now. though.
Good.
So, here comes your
My Big B drink.
Big B drink.
Yes.
Does that keep you going?
No, does it ever? If you have not had a Big B blast, then you're missing out, to say the least.
Want to talk about golf cart?
Let's do it.
Ordinances?
Yes.
So we had a committee put together. Councilman Dave Morrow headed it up. He grabbed several, a couple other council members, a couple other people from the public, and they've been meeting regularly. They've drafted. I don't have the draft with me, but they've got a draft on. We currently don't really have a golf cart ordinance, and they felt it important that more and more people are
Driving golf carts.
golf carts, yeah. And so we had it at our last meeting, which was 3 weeks ago. We brought it up for first reading, and I bring this up because I want folks to pay attention to that are golf cart enthusiasts.
Get a little closer to the mic,
Golf cart
Robert.
enthusiasts. I want them to pay attention to this.
Right.
So we did first reading 3 weeks ago, and we had this is one of those odd times. We usually meet every 2 weeks. This is one of those times a year where we get 3 weeks in between meetings. So last night we brought it up on second reading, and after which we decided to hold off on the third reading. We could have done second and third last night, and we do that a lot of times. But I wanted to give people the opportunity to read it, understand it. I want them to have some input on it. In fact, we had one gentleman there last night, which was awesome that he showed up. He's all for the ordinance, but was concerned about the $60 fee annual. Thought that might be a little high, and I think that's something to go back to the committee and they can consider. Oh, maybe that is too high. I don't know. I know they borrowed those ideas from other communities, and but
Can you explain a little bit about what's proposed with this?
I know enough to be dangerous. I know that you have to be 16 years old. You have to have a license, so you have to understand the rules of the road.
Right.
I know that children under 36 inches, I believe, are not going to be allowed unless they have some kind of car seat situation in a special. That might be a possibility. I don't even know if that exists, but
Right.
obviously you can't strap them in safely. So, and so we have they have to have turning signals, lights, back
Functioning
brake
lights and
and
You have to have a
annually
license.
You'll have to get a tag.
okay, tag.
Right now, on the ordinance is $60, and so
Does the city set that price, or is that like a BMV thing?
no, that's the city's.
Cities, okay,
Yep. So they can change that if
they want.
that's the will of the people. So yeah, so I can see, like this gentleman. He's last night. He has a golf cart, and he's all for safer rules. So that was good. Now we welcome any more feedback. That's why we didn't do both readings last night. That gives everybody. Plus, it gets more awareness. And that's why I wanted to talk about it today.
So, were there concerns from non-golf cart people? And I bring this up is because there are times where golf carts stay in the middle of the road
Right.
under,
I've had-
for example, a 25 mile an hour speed limit.
Yeah. No, we get.
I mean,
I hear just on the street.
yeah,
And other people, other council members have heard it a lot. That's why they brought it up.
I don't mind having golf carts.
Right.
I don't. I really don't. But I would also appreciate the understanding if you got traffic behind you, i.e., cars or trucks, or
Please get
pull
over.
pull over to the right
Yeah.
and let them pass through, because golf carts are always going to end up being under the speed limit unless you buy something extravagant and strap an engine on it or whatever. And I'm being facetious about it, but it's I just want some courtesy, maybe some courtesy of if you're going to drive a golf cart.
That's the concern.
Yeah.
The drive. And I should mention that this would take effect in January 1st, 2025. So
Okay.
plenty of time to get accustomed to the idea. And right now, you've got 2 weeks to kind of express concern. So that if there's anything in it, some might have a suggestion. Hey, you should add this. And
Right.
You never know.
And again, that's not trying to say all drivers are inconsiderate. They're not, but there are some that the roads are for vehicles, yes, of all kind, from motorcycles to cars and trucks, but there's speed limits, and you're not doing it. And so have just a little bit of a courtesy to pull off to the right of the, so
Maybe-
other vehicles
I bet
get around
Linda
you.
will- She put your news up on.
Oh yeah, she's
I bet
she's
she
gonna have it
will.
on there.
She probably has that ordinance.
Okay.
So maybe she'll put that on.
Yeah. No, she will.
Well, yeah.
I was just curious about, what all goes into the decision like
I was
this.
surprised that so many neighboring towns do have that already.
I'm going to tell you something, and this is I've said this before, and I've been looked at like an alien. I wouldn't mind seeing an entire city use
Yeah,
golf carts and put the cars away.
I agree.
I mean, I think it'll be a heck of a lot more safe. Now, it's probably would suck during winter time, but I mean, I wouldn't mind that because traffic's more controllable, and everybody goes at the same speed. So I don't know. It's never going to happen, but it's just one of those scenarios.
The committee's following it up with I don't want to say I call them ATVs,
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like the park has.
So all that's combined in one. A golf cart has.
No, it'll be a separate one.
So is this going to be separate?
But that
Okay.
committee's agreed to stay on to kind of talk about that and get something going on that, and maybe electric bikes and stuff. They got all kinds of ideas. So that'll be ongoing.
All I want is this driver courtesy. That's all I want. If we do that, you can drive whatever you want, quite frankly, for me. And just be courteous.
You're also last night, as part of a ready application process. This is in regards to the Heartland Artist renovation of their building right across the street here. Unbelievable transformation.
Already,
They're
yeah.
talking about already, but what they want it to be, what their vision is. Again, we sent you that slide deck.
Mm-hmm.
You can share that with whoever today as well. But Anna Kitzman and her group, I can't say enough. Really have taken our arts and culture
Well, to a next level.
Yeah. This project will cement Plymouth's arts and culture commitment and leadership, not only just for our county. Actually, this is a county effort. Plymouth, it will be the hub of even like the Northern Indiana district area. I mean, they will. It's an unbelievable transformation of what they're looking to do, and so if they get a chance, take a look at that. Her plans, the drawings, the renderings, unbelievable. So,
Well, I'll
that
tell you,
was on-
she
and
is.
again, the council fully supported it last year.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Well, and again, she just has such a great vision. She surrounds herself with good people, and you're right. I couldn't agree with you more. We need
What
this.
about her Arts in the Street Festival?
That was amazing.
That
Bigger
was
this
so-
year,
oh,
and
yeah.
what bigger turnout. Everything's just working, and that's good for you, especially. I mean, as being the mayor of this town.
Yeah, jeez. I'm walking around that festival and people are thanking me. I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah,
It's not me.
yeah.
It's
It's
the
Anna.
Heartland Artists.
That's right. The whole group.
John Miller, and they really did an awesome job. Speaking of festivals, we got that one coming up. What is that? The Blueberry Festival?
Oh, you mean that
I think it's on.
one of Midwest's biggest
biggest
festivals?
show, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's coming up too.
So we got that coming. We have our festivals. The Arts Festival, the Blueberry Festival. We have the Latino Festival. Which,
That's coming up
were you
too.
there last year? You probably were.
Yes.
Yes. That was
Awesome.
unbelievable.
Just awesome.
And I think this year's even going to be bigger and better. And that's coming up I believe it's the weekend after Labor Day.
Is it the weekend afterwards?
Yeah, so,
Well, it's going to be a great time.
yeah.
We're not done. We just keep adding every year, and that's what brings people here. It's a lot of work, but it brings people here.
And it helps us all. If you can't find something to do on any given weekend throughout the summer and even into the winter months in Plymouth, Indiana,
You're not paying attention.
You're not, because there's
You're just
something
not
for
paying
everybody
attention.
all the time. You have to make choices too.
You do.
Where are you gonna go?
Yeah. your time's expired. Anything else you want to?
No,
And I say, I didn't come out right. You're here because you're on a schedule you got to keep, and so we value your precious time. That's what the scenario
I appreciate
is.
you having me, and you have a great week, and look forward to football season coming up.
Sounds good, buddy.
So I'll be talking to you.
Sounds like a winner. There he is.
Thank you,
He's our
Tony.
mayor,
Thank you.
Robert Listenberger. When we come back, we wrap up the show.